quoted the special counsel report, quote, "While this report does not conclude that the president committed the crime, it also does not exonerate him." He ignored what is in the Mueller report just 2 sentences before, where the special counsel concluded that, quote, "If we had confidence after a thorough investigation of the facts that the president clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would state so. Based on the facts and the applicable legal standards, however, we are unable to reach that judgment." Obviously, this changes the emphasis and meaning of the paragraph, and obviously he didn't include the key sentences. Second, special counsel Mueller went on to say that, quote, "A thorough FBI investigation would uncover facts about the campaign and the president personally that the president could have understood to be crimes or that would have risen to personal and political concerns," close quote. For some reason, Attorney General Barr excluded this critical finding as well from his version of events. The Attorney General's decision to withhold the full report from Congress is regrettable, but no longer surprising. Barr has so far refused to work with the committee to provide us with information, the kind of information that has been customarily provided in the past and to which the Judiciary Committee is entitled. These concerns and many others will be addressed when Barr testifies before the committee on May 2nd. Even in its incomplete form, however, the Mueller report, incomplete because part of it is redacted, even in its incomplete form, however, the Mueller report outlines disturbing evidence that President Trump engaged in obstruction of justice and other misconduct. Contrary to the Attorney General's statement this morning that the White House, quote, "fully cooperated," unquote, with the investigation, the report makes clear that the president refused to be interviewed by the special counsel and refused to provide written answers to follow-up questions. Page 13, volume 2. Makes clear that his associates destroyed evidence relevant to the Russian investigation. Page 10, volume 1. The report concluded there was substantial evidence, in quotes, that President Trump attempted to prevent an investigation into his campaign and his own conduct. Page 76, page 78, page 90, page 157, volume 2. That is why I have formally requested that Special Counsel Mueller testify before the House Judiciary Committee as soon as possible so we can get some answers to these critical questions, because we clearly can't believe what Attorney General Barr tells us. Finally, it is clear the Special Counsel's office conducted an incredibly thorough investigation in order to preserve the evidence for future investigators. The Special Counsel made clear that he did not exonerate the president, and the responsibility now falls to Congress to hold the president accountable for his actions. Congress must get the full, unredacted report, along with the underlying evidence uncovered by Special Counsel Mueller. Congress requires this material in order to perform our constitutionally mandated responsibilities. Thank you. That's a statement. I'll answer some questions. Yes.
When you say that it's Congress's responsibility to hold the president accountable, does that mean impeachment?
That's one possibility. There are others. We obviously have to get to the bottom of what happened and take whatever action seems necessary at that time. It's too early to reach those conclusions. It's one reason we wanted the Mueller report. We still want the Mueller report in its entirety, and we want other evidence too.
Congressman, will Congress proceed with their own obstruction inquiries?
We will proceed with our inquiries. I mean, the first thing we will do is make sure we get the rest of the report and the underlying
And there you have it right there for the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, making it clear that they not only want to hear from Robert Mueller, but that they want the entire Mueller report, including those documents that were collected by the grand jury. They're going to follow through on that subpoena. Also, the chairman beginning with a broadside against the Attorney General, William Barr, for the way he characterized the Mueller report. I want to bring in our senior congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce. We didn't see Chairman Nadler hold back at all right there. The one thing he did hold back on, though, is the idea of immediately opening up an impeachment investigation. He says that's decisions for later.
Yeah, he says that is a possibility, but not a move that they're going to make right away, George. And that continues to follow along with what we've been hearing from Democratic leaders all along, that impeachment is not a conversation that they have wanted to have so far. They've stressed for months and months that that is a conversation that they can have only once it's clear that they have essentially buy-in from the American public, but also bipartisan support, including support from Republicans, of course, which they would need politically, but also logistically. If they want to have any hope of actually impeaching the president, they're going to need Republicans in the Senate to get on board. But really interesting to hear Chairman Nadler there accusing Bill Barr of misleading Congress, of mischaracterizing the Mueller report, making clear that he's going to have plenty of questions for Bill Barr when he testifies here before Nadler's committee on May 2nd, and then that in order to get to the bottom of this, that they want to hear directly from Mueller himself sometime in the next month. Chairman Nadler making it very clear. He says the responsibility now falls to Congress to hold the president accountable because he feels that the Attorney General simply is not doing that.
That appearance by Robert Mueller could be decisive. Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Our coverage is going to continue at ABC News Online. Full report tonight on World News Tonight with David Muir, and we are likely to be back later in the afternoon with the first on-camera remarks by President Trump.
This has been a special report from ABC.